When you create a 2D image, you decide what the composition looks like. In a 3D world, the player can be looking all over the place. And so you can use game design to control composition. So in this case, what I'm showing you is how you could have a beautiful vista. You want the player to appreciate the world. So what you do is you create a canyon that sort of forces the player in one direction. And then even though they could be looking around, when they emerge from this sort of ravine, they're presented with a beautiful world in front of them. And that's an example, of art direction using game design to sort of focus on visuals and create these beautiful moments. Whereas in movies is very different. I mean, in movies, quite often you're dealing with a real life location because they need real locations for actors to be able to go in, and they're not going to build every location. That's very expensive. So sometimes they'll say, "Oh, we've already found the farmhouse, for example, that we want to use for this scene." And as an art director, you have to take what they've given you, which is the location set, and then build on that. So there's a lot more sort of like real world interference with the vision with the movie. The other thing with movies is everything is pretty much designed to camera. So in this shot, for example, this is from Guardians of the Galaxy. This shot exists in the movie, and the camera pans across the scene, and we see all the sort of weird people from different worlds gambling at this sort of this bar. Now, because we only really see this bar in a couple of shots, we only have to design what we see. And unlike games where you have to design a fully 3D world, in movies you just design to camera, which is in some ways quite liberating because you can just create an idea and run with it rather than having to worry about all the design complexities of product design sometimes. You also in movies, you're doing a lot with lighting and shadows and smoke and mirrors. Unlike with a video game where people can go up to the surface of things and have a look at it, in a film you can sort of hint and suggest that certain things, use a shadow, use a bit of light to sort of control what people are seeing.